Good evening. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. Thank you for being here. Notice is hereby posted of a regular meeting of the District of the Board of Directors to be held at 105 Port Road, Port Isabel, Texas on June 8, 2022 at the hour of 5:30 p.m. for consideration of the business of the agenda below. This notice is posted at the office of the district on June 2nd, 2022 at 3 p.m. in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551-041, 551-050, not less than 72 hours prior to the time of the said meeting. We do have the presence of a quorum. Present today, we have Dave Botter, Dr. Lalonde, Mr. Friedman, and Mr. Donahue. Absent with notification, we have Jason Starkey. If I may please have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the daily blessings you bestowed on us. Lord, we ask that you continue to watch over us and guide us as we go over the agenda for the meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
On to item 3, invitation to the audience for public comments. Board, staff, audience, anyone on Zoom? Okay, we'll move to item 4. Consider and discuss for possible approval of the minutes of the regular meeting from May 17, 2022. We'll have a chance to review. Questions, comments? Add, subtract.
Move we approve the minutes.
Approval made by Mr. Botter, second by Mr. Donahue. Are all those in favor?
Aye.
They are. None are opposed. Motion carries. Item 5, consider and discuss the possible postponement of the upcoming regular meeting on June 22nd, 2022 for the Board of Directors registered to attend the Association of Water Board Directors LMWD 2022 Annual Conference from June 22nd through June 25th in Fort Worth.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I brought it up last meeting, but it was way ahead. So I brought it back up again. We will be traveling on the 22nd to Fort Worth. It's up to you guys if you want to postpone it or move the meeting back to 21st, Tuesday. Or
I'm fine with the 21st personally.
I'm fine with it.
Anyone else have any?
Make a motion.
Okay. Motion to keep it, move the meeting to the 21st. Motion made by Mr. Potter.
Second.
Seconded by Dr. Lalonde. Are all those in favor? They are.
Aye. Aye.
No opposed. Motion carries. Meeting will be held June 21st at 5:30 p.m. We don't need anything beforehand. Do we need a regular meeting?
no. Okay.
Item 6, General Manager's Report, Carlos.
Yes, sir. I had to postpone that groundbreaking ceremony due to all the rain we had. It was flooded. We tried to get in there, but we couldn't. There was just too much rain, and we just have to cancel it. So, in saying this, we'll be possibly looking into September. That was the month that we talked about because that way we can get away from the summer business and all that comes along. We do have time to do that because I think we have till October and the real groundbreaking starts. I wanted to get over with, but it didn't happen. So now we're looking into possibly September, the month of September, and I'll bring a date later on just to make sure that everybody's on board with it, and we'll decide later.
I'd still like to see us keep up getting stuff out there and letting people know. The bond committee and some of the other people to keep them updated with
Yes.
information, kind of what's going on, the schedule, and letting everyone know, and the general public, everyone, what our
Yes, I
what our
understand.
progress is.
Yes,
I
we
think
have
such a-
been doing that, and I think Charles had set up a whole bunch of information, and we send it out, published it all in our medias.
Yeah, well, I believe even it's gonna be in the paper for June 8th coming up. We're gonna be on the front page. Just give you an update.
We earn the trust and respect of the voters, and
Yes,
we need to
we-
keep
we-
that, and we need to keep them
We need to
informed.
be more transparent, and we're doing that for that reason.
Okay, I highly.
Thank you for the information. We'll keep moving forward on that one, passing on as much information that we can. Especially we're waiting for the Long Island Village information also. It's still pending. need 30 days after the canvassing before we do anything. So we're working on it, but it's there.
It's already been
Yeah,
canvassed.
Texas, what, the canvassing that we did,
It already has been.
yeah, yeah, but we need to wait 30 days after uh, for it to be the true numbers. So it's already canvassed, but we have to wait. Again, on that one, we're working with the Texas Water Development Board for the grants and everything else that's included. in it. So that was gonna be slower than our bond that was approved. Okay, going back on the information, the reservoir levels are still going down. It hasn't rained. It rained a little bit on the watershed, but not much. It went from 30 to 31 and then back down to 29. So we're at 29%. We're looking into trying to send out a message, but it'll kind of hurt us in both ways of revenue and the people will look into conserving the water. And I did get a call last week on one person watering the lawn at a wrong date, but it's, you know, it's we're on voluntary measures right now. So we can't enforce anything. So possibly we'll set up something, but I'll bring it up to the board again at the next meeting. So I wanted to get the 25%, but it looks like it's going there slowly but surely. It's dropping and dropping. And again, on that part, we went to free chlorine because of the taste and odor issues that we had, and we got better on it. I think that little rain that we had up there kind of helped something out, but we did have a good bunch of rain. So on the next bullet there, I have that the free chlorination was extended one more week from the 30th to June the 6th. So it's working out better. I can see the difference that the water is doesn't have that odor and the taste is better. I don't know if you guys are experiencing anything different at the house.
People stop calling me,
Yes.
so that's good.
Same here with me, because I get the calls all the time. But that's okay. We're doing better on it. And that's all I have for the board today. Any questions on any other items? Reservoir, free chlorination, and groundbreaking. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Ron.
Why do we not drill wells to get water?
We have dug some wells, but the thing is that it's too salty. The water, brackish water down in the bottom below, it's really salty. So we have to treat it as a desalination plant to do that. And it's we do have 2 wells at the water treatment plant and a couple on the island and one at Reservoir 4 that we did a few years back, and the water was kind of too salty for that. So we decided to do the seawater instead of the brackish water. It's just the same cost more or less on both. We have just pilot.
So like, if we suddenly hit 0% water, we couldn't dig a well and treat our own water.
It's the same in the whole region. You know, that's why there's tons of well water up north where they have an aquifer. Here we did, it just.
Yeah, there's a story of an
Too brackish.
aquifer around here, but no one's been able to find it. Yeah.
Uh,
It's like they talked about it in different regions, like in
Yeah.
Bayview.
Talk about it on the beach.
Yeah, they say there's, people think there's, and it's 500 feet down but no one's been able to, that I know.
The aquifers that we have here are on the salty side.
Right.
Yeah, all the analysis for our dissolved solids in groundwater or even that stormwater there is about 8,000, 7,000 milligrams per liter, which is way above what.
Yeah, we did one at the golf course. We pick up about 250 gallons a minute out of it. It's a pretty good well, but it's as salty as the bay.
That's
We use it just for the lake. So one of the lakes.
that's
So we can't treat that water without desalinating it, which would be a big cost.
right.
We don't have the current setup to do that.
Correct. That's what it is. I know that we did some piloting, but it's, just for the piloting that we did was just to find out what the saltiness was on it. And it's
It's not real aquifer water coming in.
pocket of water.
And it's a gas too.
Well, one of the things that we found out is that you have to make certain, a well like a mile away from the next one or half a mile away from the next one because the water kind of, at the level that it is, it kind of sucks it up and then it'll drop on this side. So they have to be a certain amount of length away from each other. And you can't take out more than, I'd say like million gallons a day of that water. It's a process that very costly.
Yeah, what about the micro desalinization they've talked about? You know, yeah, they talked, I don't know if you guys,
That's what we have at the water treatment plant, with two microfiltration.
no, not
But it's not a-
microfiltration.
It's not a, it's
No,
not.
they do like a micro desal where the state was contributing funds to small entities. It wasn't a full scale desal. I'll look up the information.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because I know that there is microfiltration, but up north where the aquifers are
Yeah, it's a little different.
really sweet water coming up.
Yeah, it's a little different process than that.
I haven't heard of that one.
Okay.
We ready to move to 7? Director of Operations report.
Report. The operations report for the month of May in comparison with May of 2021. The difference is just 4 different calls and most of the changes were in customer service, so were dropped from 198 to 130. But there was picked up by distribution. It went from 18 to 57. And that translates into water taps and occupant changes. Also disconnects customers. And of course, some informational that went up. Basically, that was it. Change of meters. And that's on the distribution road. On the collection side, it dropped by 28 service calls, call-outs. It went from 80 in 2021 to 52 for this current May. And the big changer was also the collection side and call-outs. And of course, in the collection side, that is the preventive maintenance that dropped. That was a big change. And then in the pre-treatment and lift station, that went from 53 jobs they did to 38. There was a drop of 15. I know they were pretty busy with some of the lift stations, and especially lift station 37. That was in the process of getting completed at that time. And some of the electrical issues that where they dropped down also, and contacted an existing food service establishment. They dropped by 3. So that really concludes the operations report. If there's any questions or anything.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Move to item 8, district engineers report. Carl?
First item on here is the construction projects schedule, which basically this is an attachment of the press release that's going to be coming out in the next issue for the Portersville Press. I believe I saw it posted on our Facebook site, but it's dated June 8th, so it's probably we haven't seen it on the street yet. But pretty much, you know, I didn't do a weekly update on Friday. I was out sick, so because for this Friday, I'll go ahead and just give another update to the schedule, just to keep our websites current and just keep everybody know for where things are at. For example, the Second Street thing is already finished, and they're still getting the services for those businesses tied in. Say the Stripes, for example, is already in. They jumped over HEB because that's just a spot and it's a deeper line, but that'll get connected. So they're, very close to having their private lift station decommissioned and gravity service at that site. So it's all moving along pretty good. We got all the fittings to be able to start the force main on Woody's Lane. So there's 2 crews working. So the next one's jumping over to Woody's Lane to start the force main to the plant so we can get our higher weather flow into the plant versus we can't do that without that pipeline getting created. And then also the other crew is going to start on Hickman and that lift station or that force main next to Geiga. So we can go ahead and start working over there as well. On the seawater distribution system, they're starting, they did 2 of the storms, the 12-inch water line adjustments for Florida on the storm sewer. I think 2 of those got done today. So between doing adjustments for the storm sewer to accommodate the paving job and also jumping on the 12-inch line for the bypass from the causeway to the Sunshade Station, that's gonna be going on for the rest of the month. So that's what's going on with the distribution. Or let's see, the design is at 60% completion. We should be receiving their submittal for 60% completion on June 24th. So that's increasing it goes forward right now. The production catalysts getting 60% plans drawn up as we speak. So they can just trying to go at full force to get that to us by June 24th. And let's see, that's where the water system's at. We received the memo for the transfer pump station, raw water transfer pump station, and the high service pump station upgrades. So we got cost for that, and it's kind of leading to a lot of expenses, probably more than what the tax bond is at. And with that, the level of detail that's involved for those efforts, we're wanting to have a budget committee, maybe present that with the committee members prior to the full board, so we can spend some extra time talking about all of these upcoming projects, including, there's lower building improvements that is a Bronco that need to get done. We've been working on this facility space needs assessment, which we actually got some conceptual layouts today, which was part of this handout. So basically, with the facility planning, there's 2 concepts. One would be a new master campus, and the first option is renovating our existing buildings to address the space and requirements for our employer maintenance and operation needs. So right now, this is getting handed out to staff for review for the week, and then we're going to meet with the architect on Teams meeting on Monday, and then based on that call and that information, they'll start getting pricing for the facilities master plan, which we'll have that ready for discussion with the budget committee as well. So that'll be, part of our, trying to get the full picture of the capital needs and start addressing that from a budgeting standpoint. So, all right. So as far as, now that we have the board meeting scheduled for the 21st, how do y'all want to address the committee around the same time?
Who's on the committee? Am I one of them?
The committee members, is it Dave Ballard, I believe?
The
Budget committee.
yes.
Together, yeah.
Let's move on to water.
I believe so.
When do you guys want to meet? I cannot meet between 9 and 5 every day.
We'll look at the schedules and we'll get back to you guys.
Yeah.
Earlier the better. 4:30, 5 a.m.
Well, I was thinking Monday, June 20th, like at 8 a.m. or would you prefer?
Yeah.
Say what? The problem with like an 8 a.m. means I'm leaving at 8:30.
Yeah,
Okay, so then
7.
we need more time. We have to do it after.
7 a.m.
Yeah,
Your guys' alarms not work?
I'm open to it.
I'm an early riser.
Yeah,
No. I can do afternoon on Fridays.
it's great.
Sometimes that works.
All right.
We'll make sure on it. We'll call you and say like 5:30, 5:30.
I can do 5:30.
Okay. there you go.
Okay. So
That way it'll.
so we'll shoot for maybe a June 17th or maybe June 24th, something in that range.
I mean, the 17th,
Well, no.
I can usually be here at 3:30. You can do that earlier on Friday.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys get out early on Friday.
Have to be the 17th to the 1st.
Okay, well, the first time I'm out of town, so let's go with the
17th, yeah.
Okay.
We should do like a 3:30 on that day.
All right.
Like finishing your week with budgeting.
Well, Well, you want to shoot
at the
for,
end of the week.
you okay with sitting it for 3:30 on Friday,
Yeah.
the 17th?
I'm just gonna say no to everything. I'm tired.
Yes,
How about
let's-
Monday, the 6th at 5:30?
Right, well, part of that discussion, I think, is what the salary.
Make sure it's not a payday at my office Friday.
All right.
All right, we'll make it work. Thanks.
Yeah, yes, that really
Shoot me a
concludes,
text.
cool. So that concludes the. agenda
Don't
report.
shoot me a text on the 16th.
Nah, we'll confirm.
Let's just confirm it, get it over with.
Yeah, I say if we just set everybody's calendars, June 17th, 3:30 p.m. Friday, I think we'll make that work.
Take a close look at who's actually on.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, I thought-
Item 9, Director of Finance report.
On May 20th, we had 4 CDs that were maturing. And we decided to make our first purchase of securities that I had covered in the previous report as that being our new strategy for trying to maximize our returns. The expiring CDs had rates of 0.12 and terms of 1 year. So we went ahead and put those together with some additional tax fund money. And we purchased 3 securities, one in the general fund that is yielding 2.11. One for the tax reserve that's yielding 2.38, and one for our emergency fund that's yielding 2.38 as well. And so all those settled on May 24th. And we also we moved some money from a money market account that we had at Veritex. We moved it over to Wells Fargo since they're our safekeeping bank. They're the ones that those purchases are going through Wells Fargo. So that we have some money there that basically like a sweep account. We'll take the money out of that account as we make these purchases. That's not bad. So, that's all I have for the investment.
Let's move to item 10, consider and discuss possible approval of the financial report for March 2022. A chance to review them. Acknowledge them.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledged by Dr. Lalonde.
Correct, Alan.
Acknowledged by Mr. Walker.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledged by Mr. Donahue. Acknowledged by Mr. Friedman. This is to item 11. Thank you. Item 11, consider and discuss possible approval of payment notification for purchasing a chlorine dioxide generator for the microfiltration system water plant number 2.
Chairman, members of the board, we purchased this generator because the one that we had in water plant number 2 wasn't working correctly and the backup was installed on water plant 1. But the new generator is already working at water plant number 2 right now. So we're asking the board to ratify a purchase in the amount of $23,625 for one chlorine dioxide generator for water plant.
Motion approved.
Motion for approval by Mr. Donahue.
Second.
Second by Dr. Lalonde. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are, opposed. Carried. Thank you. Item 12, consider and review expenditures from May 1st, 2022 through May 31st, 2022. A chance to review them, questions, comments, discuss anything. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Water. Dr. Lalonde. Acknowledged by Mr. Friedman. Acknowledged by Mr. Donahue. Item 13, consider and remove from the table the following executive session item under section 551-074 personal matters tabled at the regular meeting on May 17, 2022. No action. Item 14, executive session pursuant to government. You want to table this or just no action?
Table, I guess. I don't know about next meeting. Is everybody gonna be here or not? rather leave it there than just wait. and wait.
Okay, so need a motion to table item 14 on the table. Table by
Second.
Dr. Lalonde, second by Mr. Water, all those in favor? None opposed. Thank you. That takes item 15, consideration and action on executive session on if necessary, no action. Item 16 adjourns this meeting at 5:55 PM.